All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's take a look at what's happening in the markets today. Um, so the global financial markets had a significant amount of turmoil over this past weekend due to the trade wars, especially those with China. What we see here is this is Friday. We've seen the market have another historic fall. Then Saturday, a continuation. Then Sunday, when the markets open overseas and in Europe, we had this big time drop right here. Um, Over 20% drop from their all time highs we've seen. And now here is the candle for me today, which looks like a hammer candle, which looks like it's bouncing. And look at what range. It's around that $4,800 range. Why is that significant? Because you can see here, that was a daily chart where we didn't see the $4,800 resistance, but on the weekly, multi-time frames is so important. We see that $200 moving average right there near the 4,800. Again, obviously, if you break this 200 on the weekly, you can fall all the way down to 41. We haven't been there since COVID, where we kind of went in this range for about 2 quarters of a year. And then we started to come out of it in 2023 and just continue to the upside. But it held above it. So here's the question: is it going to hold below here and just channel between this range, and or will it break? So that's what time will tell. We'll see. Structure is pretty bearish, saying that it's possible it can break. But for today, um, we're bouncing within a range. I'm still bearish, but this outlook this morning probably was a little bullish. So let's go down here to a 1 hour chart and let's see what we see. All right, so the ES you see is trying to get through this 4,900, this 50, and then maybe work his way up to a high 51, close to 52. So be careful, but it has some work to do. So with that being said, you might get a bounce this morning. Stocks may be trying to move within the range, but I'm still bearish. So even on the bounce, I'm probably going to fade for the rest of the week. Let's take a look at DIX. DIX Sporting Group looks pretty bearish. Um, I see like a 167. If it breaks 167, I will fade DIX. Let's take a look at some industrials that are setting up here. Here's Boeing. Boeing is down to 133. Woo! What, $30 since last week or the end of last week. And Boeing doesn't get past 128. I'm going to fade Boeing. I've seen another one in that sector. I think Deere. Same thing as 14. It's already broken. So Deere is a stock I can possibly look to fade now. It is at some key levels. It didn't dropped almost $100. So you got to be careful. These might be stocks that might look to bounce, but Deere is another one in that sector. And I like Confluence. So let's take a look at GE. GE looks similar to Boeing, but looks like it's really trying to go to the upside. But it has some work to do. I'll wait till they hit one of these moving averages, and if it doesn't break, I'll take the fade on GE. I think there was Generac. So Generac gives me a good clear level. It's just thing to drop $25. Generac doesn't move a lot, but it has a lot of volume typically, and they're fairly cheap for a Monday play. So it breaks this 105. Probably going to fade Generac for the rest of the week. So those are some of the industrial setting up. Microsoft looks like it's trying to come up. It has some resistance at 358. Um, yeah, these candles start to change on me. 354, 358, somewhere in this range, 355. Um, it goes bearish. I look to fade Microsoft maybe later in the day, but we'll see. Did I talk about Domino's yet? Domino's is setting up for another clear fade. Domino's has been really strong, but it's one of these stocks now that stayed pretty strong for a while and could be looking to give back some of its gains as investors start taking profit. This is more of a take profit. Let's go take a look at Domino's over a weekly period. You'll see Domino's was on the way up. It had bounced off resistance at 394, got up to 495. Has a very strong support level here at 428, but it's already below that. It's at 420 now, and we can fall to 405, and that's on a weekly. Still stay above the 200. And this is probably more of investors just taking profit. So Domino's is definitely one. I'll probably look to short. And Moderna has been falling and falling. I didn't know how low this thing could fall. So I stopped trading it probably around the $40 range, but it is, it seems like there's no end in sight for how far Moderna will continue to go. Here's a 4-hour review. And as long as it's standing at 8 EMA on a 4-hour, you can just continue to swing this one and ride it down. But I'm surprised Moderna is going that far down. That one, I thought it would stop at around 30 or 40. Here is Shop. Like a lot of stocks, they broke its support levels, key support levels last week, and it's falling. Let's go look at Shop on the 1 hour. Till 68 is the level. 67. If it breaks 67, we'll continue to fade Shop. Let's go take a look on the 4 hour again. Yeah, you might swing trade Shop this week. We'll see. Again, there's a lot of stocks that are going to try to go up this morning, so some of these stocks might go up, and you have to hold them out for a week or two. But the market, like I said, it looks pretty bearish. All right, the Dow has fallen around 20%. The Nasdaq, a lot of Apple, Nvidia, and so forth has suffered. Let's take a look at a few of those before we jump out of here today. Amazon, you see, again, try to bounce up, some weakness. Again, I don't trust it. I'll be patient today. Wait for the fade. Goldman Sachs has raised the probability of a recession to 45%, marking the second increase in a week. People are still looking at gold as potentially a safe haven, even though it dipped. And gold and silver. All right, so outlook for today is just be patient. There's probably going to be some bounce ups. If you want to play those, you have to probably be quick, and maybe a fade in the afternoon. But I'm still expecting more weakness this week unless there's some news that breaks that the trade war is over. But that doesn't look like what's going to happen. So, all right. I hope this video has been helpful. And so please like and subscribe, and I'll check you out in the next one. Be blessed.